Beware, coward.
Video games! You know what kids love more than video games? Video game characters. Not just small characters, big characters like Kratos, Master Chief, and Gordon Freeman. But among the John Marstons and Captain Prices... Oh sweet mother of Jesus, I just compared one of Rockstar's best games to Call of Duty. There are the small-time characters, the salt of the earth, the ones who make you who you are, the side characters you're instantly forgotten about when it comes to the end-game credits. So please, join me, Cormac, as I go through the unsung heroes of the video gaming industry, in a top 5 list comprised of my opinions and my opinions alone, so no hate. Or whatever. Number 5! The number 5 spot on my unsung heroes list goes to the one and only, not Luigi, but in fact the other unsung hero of the Mario universe, Yoshi. In particular, the Yoshi from Super Mario World. See him as an unsung hero because of how he's taken advantage of throughout the Mario series. It must be a grueling and thankless job to lug a fat Italian plumber around all day. And what thanks does he get for it? Absolutely none. I mean, he just gets left behind when Mario completes a level. Like he's worthless. So that's why he's on my number 5 spot, for being a hard worker, an inspiration to humanity, and the star from one of the most underrated Mario games of all time, Yoshi's Island. Seriously, play that game, it's amazing. Number 4! Taking the number 4 spot is a character who just wanted to share his story, and who, in my opinion, didn't deserve the attention he got.
I used to be an adventurer like you, then I took an arrow in the knee.
And that's all it took. The simple and random line worked like wildfire, fueling the ambitions of machinima directors, internet losers, and general bandwagon jumpers alike. And that's excluding the absolute witch hunt that occurred when people started trolling the hell out of anyone who even thought of using the meme. Well, that's kind of exaggerating it a bit, but you get what I mean. But why is the creator of such a stupid and horrible internet joke on my number 4 spot? Well, you gotta think about it on a humanitarian point of view. All this God ever wanted to achieve was the sense of adventure and enthrallment that only the continent of Skyrim could give him. So he became an adventurer, and adventured for a time. But of course that wasn't till an arrow was ruthlessly shot towards his knee, permanently impairing him, stopping him from ever adventuring again. He was heartbroken. For a time he lost his way. He was caught in an endless depression. It was a long time before he regained confidence again. But when he did, he became a guard of Skyrim, and served to protect the people of wherever you could find him. I'm not really sure. But maybe, just maybe, one day he'll have children, and he'll tell them of how he was once an adventurer, but then he took an arrow to the knee. Or you know, it'll stay as a stupid meme and you'll hate me for reminding you about it. Either way. Number 3! Na na na. Nah. Shadow of the Colossus. What a masterpiece of a game. What an absolute masterpiece of a video game. Everything, the music, the visuals, the story, just perfect. But it wouldn't be on this list if there wasn't an unsung hero, and that unsung hero is Aggro. Now the slower viewers among you are probably thinking, why do I care about some dumb horse? Well, to those people I say, no. He's not just some dumb horse. If I could put a list of characters I love the most in video games, Aggro will definitely be one of the top ones. And anyone who's actually played Shadow Colossus could probably back me up on that. Why is Aggro an unsung hero? Well, throughout the entire game, he is pretty much your only friend in this desolate wasteland, and your only companion in defeating these colossi. He never questions orders, and he never leaves you, which is kind of the opposite to what I'd do if I was a horse. But Wonder never seems to give him much appreciation for all his hard work. That is until the end of the game, and I'm telling you now. Warning! You are fastly approaching one of the biggest spoilers on the internet, so for the love of God, if you haven't played this game, please don't view the next 40 seconds of this video. For the love of God, please don't! Aggro's death comes right before the final boss, and is one of the most depressing events in movies, video games, TV, all of fiction. It's just something about how it's cut so short just before the end. So Wanda finally comes to appreciate him. So for his bravery and his determination, Aggro gets number 3. By the way, another spoiler, Aggro doesn't actually die. Oh well. On to the next one. Number 2! Ah, Pokemon. So blissful and sweet. What could be wrong with Pokemon? Apart from the fact that you're making animals fight each other and it's been banned in several countries for encouraging gambling among children. But what could be wrong with that? Well, I can tell you one thing that's wrong with Pokemon, and that is the blatant unsung hero in all Pokemon games, but for this example I've chosen Pokemon Emerald. Every Pokemon game starts you the same way. You start as a 10-year-old boy or girl, name your character, read endless dialogue. Then you choose your Pokemon, red, blue or green, they're all pretty much the same. Then you listen to all the boring tutorials you just don't have time for. Stuff like this made me want to die when I was 6. And when you're finally done with all those boring tutorials, you get to Battle May, which is very easy. And then, after waiting through tutorials, option screens, and save menus, you're finally free. Free to capture Pokemon, free to defeat the gym leaders, free to beat the Elite Four, free to continue your Pokemon adventure, and free to tap A repeatedly to skip dialogue. I can smell... Oh, for Christ's sake. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, to take our number 2 spot is this delightful young chap. Youngster Calvin. But why is he an unsung hero? Well, this is kind of why. Click, click, oh my god, I've won! Yes! And you proceed to forget all about him and continue on with your life. But here's what I find unsung about youngster Calvin. He died and launched me into victory, which led me to defeat the Elite Four and to become a Pokemon Master. So I pretty much owe everything to youngster Calvin. I kind of give him credit for the first battle because of how much determination he has. I mean, he literally was standing there waiting for me to come across him so he could battle me. How long has he been standing there? Go home! Yep, so for his determination and his will to never give up, and for him giving me some money because I beat him at his own stupid game, thought he could beat me, well I'm the Pokemon Master! Bam! Here we are, number 1. Who could be the most entirely unsung hero in the entire video game industry? Well, to me, number 1 has been clear from the start. In fact, these people or characters are so unsung you probably didn't even think that I put them in this list. But I did. And number 1 goes to the one and only. Drumroll please. Game designers. Yes, game designers. Those people who are behind your favorite characters. The ones who are pushing the buttons trying to get it to work. The ones who work tirelessly, fueled by only Mountain Dew and self-motivation, to help create, sometimes, the best games you've ever played. But how can I possibly thank all of these game designers in this list? Well, by putting another list within a list. So meta, I know. So I'm going to do the best examples of game design that I can think of in my head, sitting on my computer right now. So here we are. For number 1, we have the top way to escape incarceration in the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Why? Because game designers! Firstly, we have Metal Gear Solid 1, where to escape the cell where the DARPA chief has been cruelly murdered by Ocelot, you need to use your wits and your cunning, and the use of good game design to escape. You see, if you were to wait a while, you'd see that the guard would run off, go to the bathroom or something, I'm not quite sure, it's all another story. But if you were to wait a little longer, Washcom will come in his super secret predator shield, and give you some ketchup. Why? Because he thought you were hungry. But you see, if you were to use this ketchup before the guard got back, then Snake would smash it over his head and pretend it was blood. Then the guard would get back and think you were actually dead. He'll check on you and then BAM! You can knock him out, escape. Perfect way of escaping, set by some pretty good game designers. But on with the next one. And then, it's Metal Gear Solid 3, and it's a genius example of genius game design because of how it makes the gamers think outside the goddamn box! When you're trapped inside the... whatever that says, you have to go and view Snake in the inventory menu. Then, once you're there, spin him around. Spin him around for 10 seconds before finally, he vomits all over the floor. Then you wait for the guard to come and check on him, remembering to pick up the fork, which you will later use to stab him in the face when he tries and helps you. Kind of cold-blooded and hearted seeing as you're a video game hero, but it doesn't matter. Also, fun fact, that's the same guard from the last game. Isn't trivia interesting? An alternative, slightly more ridiculous way is to cover yourself in sharp objects like forks and arrows and then play dead. Then you just ingest a small fake death pill and die. But you're not actually dead, it's fake death. To those who are confused and haven't listened, you're not actually dead, you're just at a game over screen, which is a clever touch, because it's what happens when you actually die. and then it's just a simple matter of stabbing him in the face. Delightful. And there you have it, my top 5 unsung heroes in video games. And if you think I should have done a recap before number 1, go die. But if you're having trouble thinking of some nicer comments, why don't you comment what your top 5 unsung heroes is in video games? I promise I won't read them. Just kidding, I'll read any comments that you leave, just please watch my video. And if there's any other lists that you want me to do, please feel free to tell me that as well, I'd always do it. Anything for you. And if you can't wait that long, and trust me it will be a long time because this took me bloody ages to edit, then why don't you go and watch the rest of my videos? I do reviews, and some heavily edited playthroughs with my idiot friends. And please, feel inclined to like and subscribe, and share this with your idiot friends. I promise you won't be
Disappointed!
Thanks for watching! What a cantankerous amount of crap.